Good morning. I'm back to do my scope for today. So remember, I'm doing makeup scopes now. I'm doing makeup scopes. Good morning. Good morning. Come on in, guys. I'm gonna talk about loopholes because I get questions about this not all the time, but I think people don't even really know to ask this question. So I wanted to point it out. Okay, good morning, everybody. So I'm Rashida Clark. In case you didn't catch my screen, this is how you can contact me outside of Periscope. If you have any questions and you don't want to put them into the comment section of the Periscope, please, you guys, go ahead and share this with your followers. If you like it and understand it, double tap the screen to let me know it's all good. I'm Rashida Clark. I am a realtor in the Hampton Roads, Virginia area. I'm holding it crooked. In the Hampton Roads, Virginia area, which actually includes 7 cities, but I'm mainly on the peninsula: Hampton, Newport News, York County, Williamsburg. That's where I'm closest to. Virginia Beach. A lot of people know those areas because they're a little bit larger than my city. But I don't get this question a lot, but I feel like I probably should. I don't know that people really know that there are loopholes to being a first-time home buyer. By loopholes, I mean just because you bought a home in the past at some point doesn't mean you can't be a first-time home buyer again. So generally speaking, you are considered a first-time home buyer again. Thank you. Good morning. You're considered a first-time home buyer again if you have not owned a primary residence in 3 years. So I'm gonna just let that sit for a second, because honestly, this could affect a lot of people. So this could be people who had to short sell their house way back when the market crashed. This could be people who had bankruptcies. This could be people who had foreclosures a couple years ago. This could be people who sold their home and had to relocate for a job or whatever and just haven't bought again. This is a lot of people, okay? It's a whole lot of people. Thank you for inviting your followers. So if you have not owned a primary residence, and so what primary residence means is a residence that you are using as your home. So if you've been renting somewhere else, and like say you got relocated for a job, remember? Got relocated for a job, you've been renting your home and you possibly renting the home where you used to live, you're considered a first-time home buyer again. Got to be rented for 3 years though, but you're considered a first-time home buyer again, which means you can take advantage of first-time home buyer loans and products again, which is a really good thing because there's going to be a really big push this spring and summer to get more people to buy before the rates really start going up again. Welcome, you guys. Welcome. I'm going to recap in a second. But there's going to be a really big push to get people to buy before the rates go up. So you guys, I probably need to do that scope again, but I talked about probably in August or September. The Federal Reserve has already said that interest rates and rates on everything, interest rates, credit card rates, all that stuff, they're going to be going up. The economy's getting better. They were holding rates low and steady to continue to encourage people to buy homes. But now that the economy is good, the rates are going to start going up. They've already announced that. That's not a question. I posted that link on my Facebook page before, and I'm pretty sure I posted it on my blog, but I'll repost it again. Hi, welcome. I will repost that again just so you guys can see. So this Federal Reserve sets the basis for many of the rates, not just mortgages, but credit cards, car loans, bank rates, all those kinds of rates. And so they've talked about how good the economy is. You're welcome. They talked about how good the economy has gotten compared to, back in 2011, 2012, and that they will start to gradually raise those interest rates. Yes, if you are considered a first-time home buyer again, that makes you eligible for any of the first-time home buyer programs. Any of them. I mean, they're going to ask you as part of their, the lender and the agent as part of their due diligence, they're going to ask you all of those questions. Good morning, guys. But once, you know, once they get all those answers and you meet all those requirements, that opens up all of those programs for you. So that's why this is so important. Especially because, like I was saying, there's going to be a really big push to get people to buy, good morning, to get people to buy before those rates really start going up. And they've inched up a little here or there. But they went back down because apparently, I love low gas prices, but apparently when the oil prices are really low, it affects the rest of the market. I know you guys probably love low oil prices too, but so it's caused one of the lenders sent an article, it caused some volatility in the market. And I'm like, why? My gas is cheap. I'm loving it. But so it caused the rates to go back down, but the rates have been inching up little by little. People probably don't even notice it because, I mean, you guys this isn't your day-to-day life, but you know, even 0.25% change is a huge difference when you're talking about the biggest purchase of your life and a 30-year payment. You know, so, and I can do the math. I'm actually going to do a scope about the cost of waiting. There is a cost to waiting to buy. People don't really realize that, but it costs you to wait. It's missed opportunity, missed equity, all of that. So I definitely wanted to come in and talk about the loophole. So you guys, this is my quick recap. If you have not owned a primary residence, so basically if you have not owned a home that you have lived in personally as your home, if you haven't owned one for 3 years, you are now considered a first-time home buyer again. You're a first-time home buyer again. If you've lost a house, foreclosure, deed in lieu of foreclosure, short sale, and you haven't owned, you're a first-time home buyer again. The other thing that people forget is if you're married or you recently got married and one of you owned the house or you had the loan in your name and the other spouse didn't, that other spouse is a first-time home buyer. That other spouse, your other half, is a first-time home buyer. That is true for me and my husband. I owned a little teeny condo when we got married, but he didn't own. So he was a first-time home buyer. That's a big loophole. And a lot of people, especially military, well, actually, I have a whole lot to say about military, but sometimes people who are in the military, they may get out of the military or, you know, whatever happens, they don't use their VA loan. If you've got a spouse, your military spouse wasn't on the loan with you originally, they are considered first-time home buyers again. Or actually, they are just considered first-time home buyers. But that's true in any type of loan. If you've got a spouse, if only one spouse is on the loan, because we're just talking about the loan here. We don't care about the deed. If only one spouse was on the loan, the other spouse is a first-time home buyer. So you still can qualify for some of those products. So the reason I'm telling you guys this is because the first-time home buyer products, they have the restrictions for them are easier. They're lower. The down payment amounts are lower. So for people who don't have a lot of cash, if you've been through, you know, layoffs, whatever in the past, it kind of crunched your money a little bit, but you still want to go ahead and buy a home because, I mean, listen, buying a home is still it's an asset. You know, real estate is an asset, and which is a longer scope, but it's still an asset. And you got to live somewhere anyway, right? But you want to go ahead and buy, but you don't have a ton of cash laying around to make a down payment. Being a first-time home buyer again, you've only got to make a 3.5% down payment, probably at the max. At the max. And really, all of those 100% loan products are still out there for first-time home buyers. So that should open it up to so many people who really want to purchase a home either now or again. So you guys, if you have questions, drop them in. But I think that's everything I really want to cover. And the thing about it is people never ask this question, and it's really important. But as an agent, as a realtor, what I find is a lot of people, when they first come to you, they're really people are really secretive and they don't want to share information with you. So as I go down the list and I'm kind of doing my, you know, my pre-qualification of you in my head as to the reason that I do that and the reason that other agents do that is because we know stuff that you don't know. And so I'm going to ask you all these questions because I want to make sure I'm not missing something for you that you don't even know you're missing. But so often people are so skeptical of agents and realtors that they miss out on stuff just because they don't want to be honest. So I'm pretty sure this situation has happened to me in the recent past where people just didn't want to tell me. And then by the time I found out, it was too late. Like, oh, it's too late. You neglected to share the information. So this is what it is. This is just what it is. So thank you for the hearts. Thank you guys for sharing this scope. If you guys have questions that you don't want to ask on the scope, I'm going to show how you can contact me. So this is my contact information. If you want to get with me off of Periscope, you can also send private Periscopes, business only, please. Sometimes you get weirdos. You can send a private Periscope with questions. I'm happy to answer them. You can also find me on Snapchat, but I'm Snapchat out. So, but I know how to respond and chat with people and all that kind of stuff. So you can send me a Snapchat as well. But you guys, please let me know if this information is helpful. I mean, I try to come up with topics that I feel like people really always have questions about, but they may never ask. And I'm always looking for good topic information or good topic ideas. So share them with me if you have them. Please share them. And I'm actually going to come back on in a second and do a scope about something I saw on the news yesterday that was really interesting, and it was about home buyers buying houses where people have died. So let me just hop off because I know everybody probably doesn't care about that, but I'm going to hop back in just a second.